Hey girls, how are y'all doing today? Personally speaking, I'm doing really well. Today we are going to be talking about my 1 year hormone replacement therapy anniversary and just like, what, 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 literally what happened? It's already been a whole year since I've started HRT. The time has literally flown by. It's almost crazy how you stop worrying about time and you just go out and enjoy your life when you don't hate how you feel about yourself. But seriously though, girls, it has been an entire year since I started feminizing hormone therapy, so I thought it would be really fun to make a video going over every single change that I've experienced. Yeah, I had to write it all down on a piece of paper because look at this. But to be completely honest, this might not even be every single change that I've experienced because I'm a very forgetful person. I know for a fact that when I'm finished recording this video and I move on to the editing phase, I'm going to just be like, sweet cheese and crackers, I forgot this change, but it's too late now. I'm not going to go back and film anymore because that would suck. Moving on, before I get into all the changes I've had, I just want to say HRT is absolutely amazing and it has genuinely changed my life for the better, and I don't ever plan on getting off of it because why would I stop taking something that makes me feel good about myself? But anyway, let me grab a sheet of paper again and we are going to get started with change number 1. The one that is really obvious, breast development. By the way, I didn't just document the changes, I also put the onset of them, like when they started happening, and also the impact of them, whether it's a good change, a neutral change, or a bad one. There are 15 total changes that I've put on here, and there is one single negative, so that's really good. But yeah, as a result of HRT, I've started developing breasts, or boobs, or whatever you want to call them. There's literally a million things that you can call them. But since I'm very small and skinny and it is dependent on your genetics, my boobs are small, but I'll take what I can get. I don't really care. And I gotta say, having boobs has really changed other people's perception of my gender. Like, I literally don't get misgendered anymore, probably because when I'm out in public I have a bra on and just, you can't really see it right now because I'm wearing a poofy vest, but boobs. But anyway, changes number 2 and 3 kinda coincide with each other. The second is softer skin and the third one is reduced acne. If you somehow don't know this, I really struggle with acne, especially on my face. I really don't get it on other parts of my body, but you know, I just have to have breakouts on the place that most people are going to be looking at, so thanks life. Within a few months of me starting HRT, my skin began to get softer and less vascular, and my acne started clearing up. And good Lord, girls, let me tell you, it's just been amazing. Literally fucking perfect. Now, obviously, my acne hasn't just gone away completely because it does run in my family. Even the adults still get acne, and I'm an adult, so I'm gonna get acne every now and then, but it has been dramatically reduced, and it has done wonders for my confidence and self-esteem. Acne stinks. It really does. Moving past that, the 4th change is slower body hair growth, but it is specifically non-facial hair growth. That is really unfortunate, but the rest of the hair on my body grows slower, and I'll take that. I have extreme dysphoria about my facial hair, but I can shave that or pluck it. I personally prefer to pluck it, although that takes freaking forever. So yeah, having facial hair sucks, but it is what it is. For some reason, there's this false belief that HRT will make your facial hair grow slower. It's complete BS. Don't fall for that. If you want reduced or no more facial hair, you're gonna need laser hair removal or shit like that. Change number 5 is increased appetite, and this has been consistent pretty much ever since I started HRT. I eat so much more now, like my hunger is never ending almost. Like, we'll get pizza, it'll be a large pizza, and I'll literally eat the whole thing and then want more. I'm basically a bottomless pit, but I still somehow don't gain weight. It's a mystery. The 6th change is hairline regrowth. I started noticing this about 2 months into HRT. If you don't know, or if you've forgotten, I struggle with a very slight receding hairline. It's very mild. It's not that bad, but since starting HRT, I've noticed a few small hairs growing on the front part of my hairline, and that's really cool. It wasn't something that I was even expecting, and it's definitely a minor change. Pretty much nobody's able to notice it besides me, because I look in the mirror every single day, but it's still a really cool change because it's proof that we can reverse balding. Number 7 is my hips are growing and expanding. It is absolutely awesome. It makes me feel more feminine. It's surprisingly a drastic amount of growth that I've experienced. You can't really see it unless I show you a before and after picture, but it's absolutely amazing. I love having hips. It makes me feel super duper feminine. Coinciding with that is change number 8, which is bigger butt. I talked about that in my top 5 changes video that I made last year. My butt has grown tremendously, and I've actually ripped several pairs of my guy pants because they just can't contain my butt anymore. It's hilarious, awesome, and also kind of sad because I ripped my favorite pair of pants. That stinks, but it's proof of my growth, metaphorically and physically. Change number 9 is increased urination, and this is actually the only change that I would say is completely negative. Basically, I pee more, way more. I literally have to go what feels like every 30 to 45 minutes, and it really stinks. I hate it. It's because of the spironolactone I take, which is my testosterone blocker. It's really freaking annoying, but at the very least, it is proof that my HRT is working because I'm experiencing that negative side effect. I actually have a funny anecdote to share regarding this. So recently, my boyfriend and I went to watch the new Don movie, and I made sure to pee right when it started, but before the movie was even over, I had to go pee again, and it was really freaking annoying, so I ended up holding it in because I didn't want to miss the movie, but eventually I just had to give up and get up and go to the bathroom because I literally couldn't hold it anymore. I can't hold my pee for like an hour and a half. It sucks. Change number 10 is fewer erections, and I am surprised I said that with a straight face. That is a more personal and private topic, so I don't really want to talk about that. But yeah, I get hard less. Coinciding with that though is change number 11, which is higher sex drive. Yes, I have a higher sex drive nowadays, and you might be curious, if you haven't had bottom surgery, like you still have a penis and you get fewer erections, how do you have a higher sex drive? How does that even make sense? To put it simply, I'm a bottom. Change number 12 is I've become physically weaker. I have reduced muscle mass, and to be blunt, I am weak as shit. I literally struggle to open things that just 1 year ago I would have been able to open perfectly fine. I wasn't very strong to begin with. I actually have a sister who was stronger than me always. But nowadays, like, she would probably genuinely kick my ass if we decided to fight. Number 13 is I am more sensitive to cold and I sweat less, although that's not doing me any good right now because I'm super sweaty because the AC is off and it's hot. But yeah, seriously, I talked about this in a previous video. I am literally so cold all the time. Like, it's just, people have asked me, I think I've had 2 people ask me at this point, how do you like wear a poofy vest in the middle of summer? Like, it's June 2025 right now. It is hot. I'm cold. I'm literally cold most of the time. And I like being warm, so hooray. But yeah, I've always really liked wearing puffy vests. So before I started HRT, I would just kind of put up with the heat. But now it's a lot better, and that's awesome. Change number 14, which is the second to last one, is I cry easier. Obviously, this is one of the changes of HRT that gets memed a lot in media and stuff. I remember there's that one scene in The Longest Yard where the convicts replace the one fucking, what is it? Guard. The guards. Who are we gonna crush? The guards. Who are we gonna kiss? The guards. But the convicts replace one of the guards' testosterone, like steroids, with estrogen, and he becomes super emotional. He cries. It's not just a meme. It's real. I cry more often. To be fair, I kind of cried a lot before I started HRT. Like, when my boyfriend and I watched Demon Slayer, there was one specific death. I cried my eyes out. It was and still is so sad. And the same thing happened when we watched Angel, the spinoff of Buffy. It's just, there was one specific episode and character death that was so upsetting to me. I bawled my eyes out. It was really sad. And that was all before I started HRT. So I'm basically a wreck now, and I'm fine with it because crying makes me feel human, and I like feeling like a human. And the last change, I saved the best, the biggest, and most impactful change for last. My mood, mental state, and general outlook on life has improved dramatically. I am not trying to exaggerate when I say that HRT saved my life, because it did. Like, in my head, there are 2 different eras in my life. The first is BHRT, before HRT, and the second is AHRT. It's kind of like the Bible, except it's actually real, and it's awesome. For fuck's sake, I cannot understate it enough. Hormone replacement therapy is amazing. It's literally a medical miracle, and just, I love it. And pretty much every trans person loves it for good reason. But yeah, that is every single change that I've experienced so far in HRT, at least all of the ones that I could think of while I was writing the script for this video. Like I said in the beginning, I know for a fact there's at least one that I have forgotten about, and when I go to edit this, I'm gonna just stamp my feet because it's really annoying. Before I wrap this video up though, I do want to talk about some of the things that HRT will not change. It does not change the sound of your voice. Me sounding like this has taken commitment, exercising, just doing my absolute best to sound like this. And it can get kind of grating, to be honest, because it's not a permanent change either. I really wish trans men and trans masculine people, they really are lucky when it comes to their HRT, because that changes the sound of their voice. For a trans lady, she has to do it all on her own. But also, for the most part, HRT doesn't undo the horrific damage that male puberty does to you. Like, my hands are still really big. My Adam's apple is still super duper prominent, but I don't actually feel bad about that. I actually really like my Adam's apple. I talked about that in a previous video. So yeah, HRT is amazing, but it is not all powerful, and that's just something that you should keep in mind if you're considering it. But anyway, that's gonna do it for this video. I really have to pee. I've been sitting here, or more like standing here, for over half an hour recording this with no breaks, nothing. So I'm gonna head out. Thank you so much for watching, girls. I really appreciate it. If you watched the whole thing, thank you. Sincerely, thank you so much. You're awesome. Actually, everybody who watches this is awesome. Bye, girls. I will see you all next time.